Today's lecture focuses on impetigo, a common superficial bacterial skin infection frequently encountered in pediatric practice. We will systematically discuss its causes, pathogenesis, clinical presentation, diagnosis, complications, detailed treatment, and finally a clinical case discussion, keeping MBBS examinations and clinical relevance in mind. Introduction. Impetigo is one of the most common bacterial skin infections seen in clinical practice. It is highly contagious and predominantly affects children. The infection is superficial, involving only the epidermis, and responds very well to appropriate antimicrobial therapy. Definition. Impetigo is defined as a superficial infection of the epidermis caused by bacteria. It is clinically characterized by vesicles or pustules that rupture easily, resulting in thick, golden or honey-colored crusts, which are considered pathognomonic. Epidemiology. Impetigo is most commonly seen in children between 2 and 5 years of age. It is more prevalent in warm and humid climates and in conditions of overcrowding and poor hygiene, making it common in developing countries. Causative organisms. The most common causative organism of impetigo is Staphylococcus aureus. Streptococcus pyogenes may also cause impetigo either alone or in combination with staphylococci. Risk factors. Several factors predispose individuals to impetigo. These include poor personal hygiene, minor skin trauma such as cuts or insect bites, underlying skin diseases like eczema, malnutrition, and exposure to hot and humid environments. Classification. Clinically, impetigo is classified into two main types: non-bullous impetigo, which is the most common form, and bullous impetigo, which is caused by toxin-producing strains of Staphylococcus aureus. Non-bullous impetigo. Non-bullous impetigo is the most common type. It starts as small vesicles or pustules that rupture quickly, leaving behind thick honey-colored crusts. The face, especially around the nose and mouth, is commonly affected. Bullous impetigo. Bullous impetigo is caused by exfoliative toxins produced by Staphylococcus aureus. It presents with large, fluid-filled bullae that rupture, leaving a thin varnish-like appearance. It is commonly seen in neonates and infants. Pathogenesis. The bacteria gain entry through minor breaks in the skin. They multiply in the epidermis and produce toxins that lead to separation of skin layers, resulting in vesicles, bullae, and crust formation. Clinical features. Clinically, impetigo presents as painless lesions associated with mild itching. Surrounding erythema is common, and regional lymph nodes may be enlarged. Systemic symptoms are usually absent. Complications. Though impetigo is generally benign, complications can occur. Post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis is a serious complication, especially following streptococcal impetigo. Cellulitis may occur if infection spreads deeper. Diagnosis. The diagnosis of impetigo is primarily clinical. Bacterial culture is recommended in severe, recurrent, or treatment-resistant cases. Conditions such as herpes simplex and eczema must be excluded. Treatment principles. The main goals of treatment are removal of crusts, eradication of bacteria, prevention of transmission, and avoidance of complications. Topical antibiotics. Topical antibiotics are the first-line treatment for localized non-bullous impetigo. Mupirocin and fusidic acid are commonly used and are highly effective. Systemic antibiotics. Systemic antibiotics are indicated in extensive disease, bullous impetigo, or when systemic symptoms such as fever are present. Prevention. Preventive strategies include maintaining good hygiene, trimming nails, and avoiding sharing towels or clothing to prevent spread. Clinical case discussion. Case history. A 5-year-old child presents with crusted lesions around the mouth associated with mild itching and no fever. Diagnosis and management. Based on clinical features, the diagnosis is non-bullous impetigo. The child is managed with topical mupirocin and proper hygiene advice. Thank you for your attention. I hope this lecture helped you understand impetigo clearly from both an examination and clinical perspective.